Well, there it is. Carlos Alberto making it 4-1. And with about 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this game, I suppose just one target left for Brazil to equal the 5 goals they scored against Sweden in 1958 in Stockholm when they first won the World Cup. Oops, and Felix making hard work of that shot from Rivera, number 14 of Italy. Brazil, who scored their 100th goal of the in World Cup competitions this afternoon. Now setting, let us hope perhaps, new standards, new patterns for Football League managers to follow. Bright, entertaining forwards. And the Devils take the hindmost at the back. Brazil then with another free kick. And just 2 minutes left of the 1970 World Cup final. Way over this side is Rivellino, but he won't get there. Domingini. Very tired Italians moving forward now. Pele all the way back to his own goalkeeper. Pele, whose only goal left in international football, or any class of football, I suppose, is to score that direct goal from the halfway line. Mazzola going in on this half ball as the Brazilians stroke it about now. Carlos Alberto, the captain. What a fitting climax for his 1970 World Cup performance. 18, Giuliano. And there goes Rivellino again. Rivellino going all the way on his own. Tumbled down. And a desperate appeal for a penalty, which Rudi Glockner waves away. Well, I suppose the team leading 4-1 doesn't really need to complain too bitterly about that. Although it didn't look very good. Number 14, Rivera. Rivera, the skilled ball artist who was playing in Olympic football and Italian League football at 16 years old. Looking up at the clock here in the stadium now, the seconds ticking away. Less than 30 seconds to go. Less than 30 seconds to go between the World Cup leaving the stadium for Brazil, for keeps. Here's Italy, moving forward again. Riva turning onto it. Now a chance for Bonisiglia. Sorry, Domingini, number 13, Domingini. Whacking that high, wide, and not very handsome into the crowd. There's no time left on the clock up here now. Brazilian fans are waving their flags. Photographers tearing down to get pictures of the final celebration. The band ready to march on. Referee Rudi Glockner wants that ball back from the crowd. The crowd won't give it to them. Somebody in there has got a souvenir of the 1970 World Cup final. The players demanding, please can we have our ball back? But it's not going to come. They're going to have to send for another one. And I should think there's about time for a goal kick to be taken and nothing much more. But still some Brazilian fan, I would suspect, up in the oh, indeed, at last he has thrown it back. There it is. The ball has come down. Felix has got hold of it. There's the time that was played in this second half as one Brazilian fan goes chasing out onto the pitch. Now the ground has just got into complete pandemonium. Referee Rudi Glockner will have to get well on top of this now. There are hundreds of photographers down there, spectators, and there's people being chased all over the field. There are players on the park. There are spectators on the park. There are now policemen on the park. Now everybody's on the park. The game is over. Brazil have won it. Pele is being mobbed. Deep under the whole lot of that lot is Pele, El Gran Pele, the fantastic man who is winning his second medal in the World Cup competition, and this, his fourth World Cup competition, a fellow who burst into the scene in 1958 as a 17-year-old, scoring 2 goals in that final. Now he's scored the vital starting goal of this game, goal number 100 for Brazil in the World Cup Championship of 1970. And deep under that lot, he's being mobbed by everybody. Players still being mobbed and heading now for the tunnel, and Bobby Moore, what about the scenes down there at the moment?
Well, really wonderful scenes, fabulous feelings for the players. I think Brazil thoroughly deserved their victory, put a lot of pressure on Italy during the second half, but I must say a most enjoyable fight and a wonderful fight by Italy. They worked tremendously hard all afternoon to try and contain the Brazilian forwards, and have done a very, very good job at it. But I think it took their toll when they scored their second goal from Gerson midway through the second half. But as I say, a wonderful game, wonderful scene, and a really memorable final.
So there is that fantastic stadium, raising now, throwing firecrackers deep out into the arena, which is a beating mass of people. Flags, Brazilian supporters, firecrackers, and deep under there somewhere are the stars of the 1970 World Cup final. Deep under there somewhere is Pelé. It looks very much as though the players have been shepherded away at last towards the tunnel area, and there's going to be quite some delay before the final presentation is given. Although now players are heading towards the area underneath us. Dancing Brazilian players, their supporters, everybody down there is all for Brazil. It's something that has been happening here in Mexico City right through everything started. The Mexicans have been dying for Brazil to win the World Cup, and this whole city of Mexico City is going to go wild tonight. The Zocalo Square quite definitely is going to be an arena of fiesta time in Mexico City tonight. If they are going to present the cup, it's going to be quite some time, because none of those players are wanting to come in here at the moment. Now with me, Billy Wright, who's shared the commentaries for most of the games throughout the series. Billy, looking down on those scenes, what's going through your mind at this moment?
Well, the tremendous thrill that I have seeing the last half hour of our Brazilian played, because the Italians, for that period before, contained them, as Bobby has said. But after that, once Gerson got that wonderful goal, then there was no stopping these great Brazilians. And as you see, the cup has come to South America again, and all the players, the Brazilians especially, must be on top of the world. But I feel a little bit sorry for the Italians, who played so well through many parts of the game.
Throw down there. Somewhere in the lot of that match is Zagallo. Zagallo, the new manager of Brazil, the man who took over when Salganar was sacked, the man who has guided the Brazilian team to their third World Cup final win. Zagallo, a man who himself played in the 1958 series and outside left with that fabulous little man, Pelé, a 17-year-old kid at the time, scoring 2 goals in the game. Now Zagallo, who also scored in that game. Zagallo has led his Brazilians with the fellow that he once played alongside, Pelé, to the final. Now at last, Brazilian players are being headed towards the dressing rooms so that the actual celebration, the actual presentation of the cup can take place. But what a game this has been, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Brazil can make good use of this space.